Have you ever pondered about the value of peace, about the comfort of a safe home, a warm meal, or the luxury of a good night's sleep? Today, we delve into a tale that forces us to reflect on these very questions, a tale from the heart of Gaza. The crisis in Gaza didn't erupt overnight. It's the result of decades of struggle, conflict, and a deeply entrenched power imbalance. It all began with the Israeli colonization of Palestine, a reality that has led to widespread dehumanization and suffering. This context is essential for understanding the current situation. As the years ticked by, the situation worsened. By late 2023, the Israeli blockade on Gaza had resulted in widespread poverty, unemployment, and a mental health crisis. The region, already bearing the brunt of a highly advanced military force, was now grappling with a socio-economic crisis of immense proportions. Fast forward a few months, and the blockade was not just affecting livelihoods, but lives. In October 2023, the lack of fuel due to the renewed Israeli blockade put at least 120 newborn babies in incubators at risk. This lack of fuel and electricity also affected the availability of medicines, water, and other essential services in hospitals, putting the lives of 50,000 pregnant women in Gaza at risk. As if the situation wasn't dire enough, November 2023 brought even more despair. Israeli attacks forced all hospitals in northern Gaza to shut down, leaving patients without access to medical care. The Al-Shifa Hospital, Gaza's largest medical facility, was forced to close due to lack of fuel and medicine. With over 100 bodies waiting to be buried and at least 32 patients dead, including 6 premature babies, the situation was catastrophic. With the healthcare system in shambles and hospitals struggling to care for patients, the crisis took a heartbreaking turn. Nearly 20,000 babies were born into a living nightmare. Caesarean sections were performed without anesthetic, and overwhelmed staff were unable to deliver stillborn babies. Mothers were discharged within 3 hours of a caesarean, a time that should be one of celebration. But in Gaza, it was, as Tess Ingram, UNICEF communications specialist, put it, another child delivered into hell. The Israeli bombardment of Gaza and displacement of civilians have resulted in higher rates of undernutrition, developmental issues, and health complications. This crisis forces us to question the value of peace, of a safe home, a warm meal, and a good night's sleep. Now it's time for action. It's time to support humanitarian efforts in Gaza. Stand up for justice, lend your voice to the voiceless, and contribute to the efforts to provide relief to the people of Gaza. Remember, every act of kindness makes a difference. Every voice can contribute to change. Don't just listen, act.